What is going on, guys? My name is ggforgoblinguide, and today we're going to play Naya Burn in Modern. Let's get started. So for today I wanted to try out the mighty Wild Nacatl in Boros Burn. So we're splashing green to play Naya. Of course, when you're splashing green, there comes your Atarka's command, which is like one of the best burn spell with the green colors. And we have to work on our lands a bit. So we want to get our white, our green, and our red, of course. So we have our Copperline Gorge. We're running 7 fetch lines, 2 Sacred Foundries, 2 Stomping Grounds, 3 Basic Mountains, and 2 Sunbaked Canyons. After that, we have 2 Bonecrusher Giants. The goal of this list is to put as much pressure on the board as possible and to finish up with your burn spells. That's why we're playing 4 Searing Blaze, because we really want to get out the creatures of our opponents out of the way so we can attack with our Wild Nacatl, our Bonecrusher Giants. For our sideboard, we have 4 Destructive Revelry, pretty self-explanatory. Can destroy an enchantment or artifact for 1 green and a red. After that, we have our Roiling Vortex, and as an addition to Atarka's command to be the lifelink decks like humans, Heliot Company, Heroes, and stuff like that. After that, we have a split up of 2 relics and 2 rest in peace. I lost 2 matches to Upsal spell, so I wanted to bring back the rest in peace. I think relic is also very good if you want to go for relics or 3 relics. I think that's also fine. But relics cannot come in against the John matchup, the Shadow matchup, the Controls matchup, so that's also very good. Rest in Peace can come in against your heavier, grindier matchup that use more of the graveyard. We have 3 paths, once again, to get our creatures out of the way, the annoying creatures. And finally, a card that I'm trying out today for the first time in Burn, Veil of Summer. I've never tried this card in Burn before, but if you look at the modern metagame, it's good against all blue decks, which there are a lot of blue decks right now, and also against some black decks like the Shadow or Jund, because they will Thoughtseize you, they will push your creatures, and of course, I'm trying to play it out because we have more creatures in this list, so you want an additional way to protect your creatures. If you want to put an extra path and an extra Roiling Vortex, or a card like a Searing Blood, that is also fine. So let's get to round number 1. Okay, here we are in round number 1. We're on the playing Naya Burn. No lands, that's a mole. We have 2 lands and 2 1-drops. I think I'm gonna keep, and I'm gonna put away the Eidolon here. So let's fetch for Stomping Grounds, play our Wild Nacatl and pass, hoping this lives to see another day. Expedition maps are, it's gonna live. So let's fetch shock for Foundry, play our Eidolon, and attack for 3. Pretty good. Playing against Tron, maybe this is not Tron, but Tron. So that's fine. Can attack for 5 and just pass. Can hold up our Searing Blaze if they play a creature, or our Boros Charm end of turn, just to deal 4 damage. So far our Wild Nacatl already did 6 damage, which is pretty awesome. 1 mana to deal 6 is pretty good. So, end of turn, I'm gonna fetch for a Stomping Grounds tapped. And we're just gonna Searing Blaze their Meta Reshaper. Take 2. Get a land. Okay, yeah, that's a land. That was a tower from before, but yeah. So we have Boros Charm when we just have lethal on board. Pretty good. Wild Nacatl was going to do 9 damage this game, so that was pretty awesome. So I'm going to bring 3 path, 4 revelries, and that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to cut the blaze, and yes, the Eidolons before the blaze, and let's go like that. Fortunately, on the draw it's going to be harder because they can put their chalice on 1, and or we have more 1-drops in this list because of the 4 Wild Nacatls. And also we have to shock a little bit more, get all of our colors. So against aggressive decks like Etron, it's not the best version of Burn, but we got a pretty aggressive hand last game, so that was good. As a small reminder, if you don't know me, my name is ggforgoblinguide. I put Burn content every single week in Modern and other formats. If you like this video, if you would like to see more, you can check out my channel and subscribe to my channel, ggforgoblinguide. And if you like this video, you can smash that like button to support me. I appreciate it a lot. So, opponent, all right. We have a 1-lander, and unfortunately we would like get all of our colors because these 2 cards are pretty good. I think I'm still gonna keep. I have a lot of spells going on. If my opponent plays a chalice on 1, I can try to do Revelry it. All right, Copperline Gorge is actually a pretty awesome top deck. Alright, so they're gonna have Tron, unless I destroy it. That's actually not a bad idea. Let's attack first. What my opponent is getting. Facial Contortion. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Is it? Because if they do play Chalice on 1, like next turn, we have so many cards in our hand that cost 1. And I'd rather just play my Revelry. That's a pretty hard decision, honestly. I think I'm just gonna be more aggressive. Rather than, I'm gonna let them have Tron. And hope that they have like Chalice on 1. Yep, that was pretty much what I was expecting, so that's pretty much awesome for us. Exactly like we planned, but we drew another one, so it didn't matter. Alright, so we're just gonna say go. We don't have to use it now until we do something. Okay, so that is going to resolve. Response to the trigger, that shock. Foundry. Going to destroy their chalice. I'm going to path the nuts here. Boros Charm, okay. We're gonna have to make a hard decision, I guess, if they have another artifact in hand. Alright, just take the most damaged cards, which makes sense. Alright, they just have another top nuts here also, that's pretty annoying. And we drew Basic Mountain. Okay, well, I'm just going to pass. Okay, take 4. Alright, I'll just pass turn. I'm keeping this land in my hand because I have 1 Searing Blaze remaining in my deck, so if I top deck it, I really don't want to use it. I just don't want to play my mountain for now. Guess we can hold. There's not too many cards that punish us for doing that. Actually, I'm gonna cast it right away. Alright, Boros Charm. Don't really know what my opponent could have in response. Alright. We're gonna go to round number 2. That was pretty nice, winning against Etron. Alright, here we are on round number 2 on the play. With the 1 lander. We have a lot of spells that cost 2. But honestly, this is the kind of hand, if I draw my second land, I think I have a good chance to win. But I have like white and green in my hand. That's a bit annoying. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. For funsies. That's a very, very risky hand. Like, super risky. But I'm gonna try it. I can draw a fetch land next turn or just a foundry. I think we're in very, very good spot. Okay. Alright. My opponent might be playing the deck we were playing the other day, Kiki. Looks like it has become very popular lately. Okay, just Boros. Now I really want to see a land. Nice. Gonna have to fetch shock. Or I could just play my guide and play this tapped. Yeah, I think I'm fine going to 13. They just have this for now. And we're doing 6 damage this turn with our Wild Nacatls. So I'm just gonna slam my Eidolon. They're gonna have to kill this if they want to kill me like fast. And if they don't kill it, we can just attack, and like this our board is representing a lot more damage than them. Sure, doing a Metamorphose into an Eidolon, fine. I think there is absolutely no way we can die here. Like, even with a Lava Dart, that's not enough. Oh no, actually, that was pretty close. If they have mutagen growth, we're dead. Because we're going to 1. Yeah, they have a growth, we're dead. Wow. Nice. Well, never mind then, I didn't say anything. They have a turn 3 kill, that's pretty crazy. That was my bad, I guess, for saying that. I got punished really hard. So I'm gonna bring in all my path. Guess we just cut through Boros Charm, that's about it. They could have Dragon's Claw, but I'm not gonna risk it. Don't think Veil of Summer is worth it in this matchup, so just gonna go as fast as I can. That was pretty crazy, killing me on turn 3 through an Eidolon. Yeah, I guess I got greedy keeping this hand. And I got punished for saying they couldn't kill me. Yeah, that's a pretty nice keep. Gonna start with the start with the guide. Because I could have like played my Wild Nacatl, but that was going to be only a 1/1. So it can get Lava Dart, which is not great. Now that I'm going to get my white source, it's gonna be way easier to play my Nacatl. But I'm not going to play the Nacatl now. I think I'm just gonna stump this. Wow, they kept mutagen growth in on the draw. I guess they could have had mutagen growth in response to my Bonecrusher. And they have Dragon's Claw, okay. But they don't have Dragon's Claw, never mind. Sure. I think I'm just gonna slam my giant here. Back. See if they have maybe another claw. Sure. Because mutagen growth is fine if we have like a Searing Blaze or something, but other than that, it's not the best card against burn, honestly. I'm just gonna make them use the growth so I can path in response. Oh, whoops. So let's just play the Nacatl as a 2/2 and Lava Spike them. I guess I could have path before just to get for an extra 4. But by doing this play means that they won't have mutagen growth for later on, like to burst kill me. And feeling pretty good about what we're at. We have a 4/3, a 3/3, and double lava spike. I'm not gonna say anything this time, so I don't get punished. But I think we're fine for now. Okay. So we're just getting there. No matter what happens, they're dead. Because if they fetched for this, they were going to die, and if they like fetch bolt this, they were going to die. Okay. So they have the Dragon's Claw. I guess I'm gonna bring some copies of Revelries, cutting one Boros Charm, and 2 Eidolons on the draw. Don't want to bring the 4 because don't want to be stuck with 2 of them in my hand if they don't have the claw. We have a 4th lander, but a Sunbake. That's not really good enough. We don't even have a creature. That's better. Gonna put away 1 Gorge. We have all of our colors. Just going to hold that. Hope they don't have a growth. Yep. Okay. Nice. I was going to say, can we draw a Blaze? That's exactly what we did. We have 4 Blaze, by the way, in this list, compared to 3 in our other list, so I have a lot more chance to draw one. Okay. Going to do everything here, I guess. Just getting there for most damage possible. Alright, so I'm not going to path. Just going to let them do whatever they want. Maybe path a bigger target. Yeah, I'm fine taking 2. Because looks like they have mana problems. So I don't want to give them a free land. Okay, never mind. So now next turn I can give them a free land. Alright, Searing Blaze is pretty good. Whoops. Going to do a big mistake. I want to tap my white. Alright, so let's just pass. So we're both in top deck mode almost. Hoping I can draw like a Bonecrusher Giant or something, because we're not exactly really quite there. We're still at 11. That's a lot of damage that we need to do. Alright, so unfortunately we're gonna have to pad that and not the Swiftspear. Hope I can draw another Blaze, that would be pretty cool. Goblin Guide, okay. Let's see what the trigger is. Another one. Okay. Let's path it. Down to 8, we're down to 13, we're gonna go it's 5, that's a hard cast Stormwing. Okay. We're a bit in trouble. Unless we top deck like a Blaze. Another path is pretty good. As long as we can kill their creatures and they cannot kill my guide, we have an advantage, but now they're drawing another Swiftspear, so their clock is gonna be the same as ours. So, okay. Let's see what they draw. They draw Lightning Bolt. Okay. So I'm just going to hardcast this and hope I can live 2 turns. Wait, I'm gonna do some math here. That might be dumb. 3, we're down to 7, that's 4. So they only need 1 more burn spell, so we can actually live 2 more turns if they draw a land after this bolt, and we have, like, if we kill this, we're gonna have to draw 2 more burn spell in a row. So I think I'm just gonna go hardcast Roof Bolt and hope I can live. Hope I can either top deck burn spell next turn or live another turn after that. Oh, that's a burn spell. They did not even cast their bolt. Okay, that's pretty cool. We actually got really greedy in game 1, but we still won game 2 and 3, so that was nice. Let's go straight up to round number 3. Okay, here we're on round number 3. We're on the play again, that's cool. That's heavy on the Blaze, but we have an Eidolon, so if they don't have a creature, we can still play our Eidolon, so that's fine. Not gonna play my Copperline Gorge first, just to conceal as much information as I can. If I draw 2 Copperline Gorge in a row, I'm gonna be sad, but the chances of that happening are quite low. So Searing Blaze, if it's not E-Tron, gonna be pretty much useless against normal Trons. We have 2 useless cards, so that's cool. Hope our Eidolon can do pretty much all of their job. Okay, that's blue Tron, so Eidolon might be very, very powerful. Us on 1, sure. Well, DL3, my creatures get +1/+1. That's pretty much a Boros Charm. And pass. Down to 9. Might be in trouble next turn, because they're gonna have Tron. And we have 3 useless cards right now in our hand. Okay, 4 useless cards. Wow, that's pretty annoying. Sure. So I'm just gonna say go. So all we have to do is top deck a white source, since they're at 7. Or we top deck a land and they play a creature. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting there. We did not play Tron this turn. Okay. Not gonna cast anything. Scalding Tarn is a pretty good draw. Okay, that's fine. But they get their upkeep. They might play Wormcoil Engine, so I'm not gonna play my command right now. Yep, pretty much what I was expecting. Okay. So, end of turn, I'm going to fetch Shock, Searing Blaze. So that waiting tells me they have some kind of counter spell. Down to 4. It's not good. Because our Boros Charm needs to resolve or our Atarka's command, but we pretty much know they have a counter spell at this point. Just gonna say go. Hope that they maybe tap out. Alright, so we're gonna have to cast it now before their draw step, so I guess we go for it. Yeah, they had it. Fine. This might not be over yet because we have a way to prevent them from gaining life next turn. So if they don't have another remand or counter spell, we might be okay. Another dead draw. Okay, pass turn. Okay. Alright, upkeep. Deal 3, you cannot gain life. Okay, passes. So if we top deck a land, we might get it. I mean, if they had a counter spell, they would have used it, right? Because unless they have another thing. Oh wow, they just have lethal with spatial contortion. That's pretty good. That was nice. Okay, so all the blaze are coming out. Veil of Summer, Destructive Revelries, and I'm going to cut. I guess Bonecrusher is not awesome. Bit too slow, and it gets remand pretty well. Do Path. They're playing Chalice on 1. That's hard. Eidolon's pretty good against them. Our small run drops are also pretty good. And not going to bring Path. I'm gonna hope these Revolveries are gonna be alright, and this commands like I'm going to have 8 ways to protect me from Wormcoil, so yeah, that's a keep. Pretty aggressive, and if my opponent has Chalice, we blow it, and we have a lot of creatures. Fortunately, we don't have a plains or a mountain, so this is gonna be a 1-1. So I'm probably not gonna play it on turn 1. Just gonna start off with the hasties first. Remand, okay. So I could blow up this map, but for the same reasons I explained last game against Etron, I'm not gonna do it. I have like too much of an aggressive hand to like use my turn 2 to just destroy the map. And the map is not as important in Blue Tron that it is in Mono Green Tron. And we saw Chalice, so I'm gonna keep that in my hand for now. Yeah, and I was going to say there's a good chance that they just play an island. So, yeah, Chalice on 1. Good for us. Okay, so that represents 6 damage. That is a lot of damage. So I think I'm just going to go for command here before losing creatures. Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, so on the draw, I'm gonna cut 2 Eidolons to bring 2 path this time. Because on the play, Eidolon is way better than on the draw. On the draw, it gets remand, it gets countered pretty easily. But it's still okay against Blue Tron because they have a lot of counter small, cheap interactions with you. Okay, it's not like our last hand, but it's still pretty good. We don't have a way to interact with their artifacts, unfortunately. And we don't have a white source. That's another problem with this hand. But it's still a pretty good hand. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. I really hope they don't play Chalice on 1 here, because that would screw up my hand pretty much entirely. Okay, every game they had Chalice on 1, that's a bit annoying. And we top deck a Goblin Guide. Well, we're gonna have to work with what we have, and they have Blast Zone. Alright, pass turn. We have 4 Destructive Revelries in our deck. I'd get one. Okay, that's our white source. Well, so far Goblin Guy did 6 damage, so that's pretty good, I guess. But it's going to get Blast Zone next turn. Probably. Nope. They're not doing much, but their Chalice is stopping us from playing. Yeah, Eidolon's pretty good. See if it resolves. Sure. Just gonna play it back, honestly. Remand number 2. Condescend, sure. But at least that they use that on this. If we top deck like a Revelry, we might get it. Destruction from the Chalice. And so far, our Goblin guy did 8 damage. Pretty crazy. Like they did not even play Blast Zone yet. Like I don't know. They have something for the guy maybe this turn. Or Goblin guide dealt 10 damage. That's crazy. Okay, Eidolon passes. The Eidolon? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this Goblin guide is gonna kill you eventually if you don't play your Blast Zone. Sure. We're a bit in trouble right now. We're gonna have to draw something. I'm gonna go for the Boros Charm, because if we top deck another Charm, we just win on the spot. Even though that's pretty unlikely. If we top deck Revelry or Charm, we win. Not a Revelry or Charm, but that's still okay if they cannot counter it. Once again, I'm gonna do it at their upkeep, because we don't want them to draw a counterspell in response. I mean, they cannot let that resolve. And if I had a Charm, I would have used it already, so you just have to counter this. So that's fine. That's probably telling me they don't have a counter spell. They want to fetch for one. And they tap their Blast Zone by doing this play, so that means they're not going to attack with Worm Coil this turn. I think maybe they should have tapped this, unless they have Tron. Nice, resolves. That's good for us. Okay, the attack. Sure, no blocks. So they have probably a way to get rid of the guide. Now, any burn spell that costs 2 would be good. Because they're gonna have to kill this and counter my burn spell, so that's a bit unlikely that that's going to happen since they did not counter this. So okay, so let's go to attack first. They can tap out. All right, guess we're gonna go for it. Sure. But it says GG. They need a force negation for this. Nice, that was pretty cool. We actually got Chalice on 1, turn 2. All of these were in our hand, but we drew all of these, so that was pretty lucky. And our Goblin guy did actually 10 points of damage this game, which is pretty crazy. Alright, so let's go to round number 4. Okay, here we're on round number 4. We're on the play again. That is pretty cool. I think this is our 4th time on the play. Yeah. We're playing against Luris. We have a pretty nice hand against a lot of matchups. We have a turn to Eidolon or a turn to Blaze. I like this hand. And a turn 1 guide, of course. So, looks like Shadow. I really hope they don't Thoughtseize me here, because I do want to play this Eidolon if I have the opportunity to. Like to see a Swiftspear. Or Soulscar Mage, same thing. Okay, so attack for 2. They do not block. Alright, so since we saw this, I'm just going to Searing Blaze this right away, because I won't be able to kill this Scourge, probably. Actually, if they play it now, I can bolt it, but I don't think they would do that. Seems that would seem wrong. So I think we're in really good shape since they don't show our second land. Well, they do have it now. Just gonna chomp, which is fine. I'm just gonna play this Nacatl and suspend a Riftbolt and pass. So I think we're in pretty good shape because they're probably gonna shock in to play one of their creatures. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they can get out of this one. And yeah. Alright. Pretty easy first game. I'm gonna bring all of my path. And the Veil of Summer, just going to try it. I don't think it's that great, but I want to try it. All the Eidolons on the draw, not going to be extraordinary. And 1 Charm. I think that is it. I'm not going to bring the little relics. If I see a lot of like Crocs or something like that, I might, but I think we're fine. Okay, seems like a pretty okay hand. Pretty reasonable. Soulscar Mage, sure. Just going to bold this. I really hope they play a Scourge so we can just kill it with our Blaze next turn. Just play another Soulscar. Sure. Did they keep a 1-lander again? They kept another 1-lander, okay. Well, I'm not going to complain. Now pretty sure they're gonna have their lines. They had 2 draws from the bubble. I'll never mind that. Alright, so we have a lot of path. I'm just gonna play the Nacatl and pass. I can use the Lightning Bolt if I want to on the Swiftspear. Can do pretty much what we want. Push my Wild Nacatl, sure. Yeah, no blocks. Sure. I'm going to take 2. I don't want to give them the land right now. More in the waiting mode to get more burn spell. But I think this turn I'm going to use it. Use my path. They do attack for 1, that's fine. going to path it now. Don't want to get puzzled like 2 times. Sure. Another one. And now I think we can hold them pretty safely. Okay. Gonna crack this, you see what I draw. Swiftspear. And I don't think they can kill us from only 2 cards and a Swiftspear, so I'm going to get in there and pass the turn. Thoughtseize, well, that's fine, because they're gonna go down to 4. They cannot attack if they don't have a removal spell. Bolt with Spear, sure. So they cannot tap their Sunbake either. Yep. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna crack this. Play a line and pass. All right. Was that 2 games? I think so. Yeah, we won game 1. All right, so let's go straight up to round number 5. Okay, here we are in our last round of Modern Burn, playing Naya Burn. We are currently 4-0. I think that's a okay hand. Pretty slow, but the Crusher represents like 2 cards and 1. I'm gonna keep. And we have all of our colors. That's nice. I would love to see 1 mana creature on the top of our library. Well, that is pretty much what I asked for. So I'm gonna fetch shock for a Foundry here. Play my god, attack, see if they have a path. Arcane Flight. Okay. Are we playing against Boggles? Don't want to draw Arcane Flight. Sure. So I think we are playing against Boggles, but a weird Boggle one. So I'm just gonna pass. Hope I don't get 1 mana enchantment plus Daybreak. Well, looks like it's going to happen. Come on. Well, that's pretty much the same thing. But doesn't give them vigilance, so that's good. So that's actually they're only gaining 1 life because we have 2 damage turn. Alright, end of turn. Just gonna grab a basic mountain. Going to Boros Charm them. back. So we don't have lethal yet, but almost. Actually, I might have made a misplay. Maybe I could have just kept my Goblin in defense and bolted and then Boros Charm. Because if they have like a million enchantment there, this could be like a 7/7 lifelinker. So, okay, looks like they don't do that. Only gaining 3 is not the end of the world. End of turn, charm you. In case we draw a command. We had lethal anyway, but Boros Charm just makes it more like easier to have lethal if they have like a path. Alright. Looks like it's like Azorius Boggle. So all of these, now I'm happy that we're playing green. All of these and 2 Vortex. And I guess I'm just going to cut 2 Eidolons on the draw. That's about it. If they're playing ley lines, sorry. If they're playing ley lines, this list is it's way easier to play around ley lines first because we have Destructive Revelry, and we have a lot more creatures than a typical burn list. Don't think they're gonna be running counter magic. They might have like Spell Pierce and stuff like that, but I don't think I'm gonna bring in the Veil of Summers. Yeah, I feel fine. I think we got a bit lucky. They mulligan to 5, and usually this matchup is pretty awful. We don't have a creature, but we have 2 ways to protect life gain and a Destructive Revelry, so I'm gonna keep. Well, we have this, so that's fine. If they had 2 ley lines, we would be in trouble. Alright, so play this and pass. We're gonna fetch for tapped Stomping Grounds at their end step. Sure. Alright, so what I'm going to do is pass turn. If they do lifelink stuff, I'm going to Atarka's command. If they don't, I'm just going to Destructive Revelry the ley line. Because this does each opponent, so I don't have to target them, which is good. Okay, so they're gonna draw a lot of cards. Yep, and that's a 7/7. Okay. Um, doesn't have trample, does not have flying, so I think I'm just gonna play Goblin Guy next turn as a chump blocker. Or maybe Swiftspear as a chump blocker, and I'm just gonna pass. Oh, can't be blocked. Yeah, I forgot about that. Wow, that was actually a huge misplay because I missed 1 damage. That might end up being relevant. Sure. Yeah, because missing 1 damage is actually okay. But they do have counter magic. Cannot kill them. That's 2 plus 1, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's only 12. Pretty close though. I think we just go back to it. I might just bring Eidolons over Bonecrusher Giants. Really, no. I think that's fine. Bonecrusher is actually okay just as a 4-3. Just to get in there if they have like a ley line. I might have, maybe in last game I was supposed to destroy the enchantment that gives them +1/+1 for each enchantment, just to lower the creature enough so I could win. I think that's fine, like just like that. We don't have green, which is very annoying. I think we still keep, because if we draw a green source, I think we win the game. We have all of these, which are very good cards in the matchup. And if, like I said, if we draw a green source, I think we pretty much win. One mulligans to 5, so I'm guessing they want to get that ley line, but it doesn't matter. All of these 3 cards works well around ley line. Actually, everything in our hand works well around ley line. Pretty funny. Alright, so now that they have a delay in hand, I'm going to fetch shock, play a boggle. Okay. So I think I'm just going to attack. Okay, that's it. Roll armor. Just gonna play Roiling Vortex and pass. I don't want them to delay my Vortex, because currently in my hand, this is the only way I can stop them from gaining life, because I don't have a green source. Again, if I draw a green source, I can destroy an annoying enchantment like armor, and I can prevent them from gaining life. So I think if we draw a green source, we're really good to go. If we don't, I think it's gonna be hard if they have like crazy hand, like double armor or something. We know they have 1. They attack for 1 and they pass. Wow, okay. Well, Swiftspear. Bolt. Leyline doesn't do anything, they cannot cast it. Sure. Alright, down to 6. And we know they're not drawing a land. That's good. Lightning Bolt. Okay. I really want to draw a green source, but I think that's too risky, so I'm just going to play Roiling Vortex and pass. That way they're dead in 2 turns, and I can prevent them from gaining life. And they cannot fetch also. Sure. One thing is funny is that we don't want to cast this Lightning Bolt because we just die to our Vortex if we do. But it doesn't matter because we have double guide, so we have lethal. Because actually it will deal 10 damage to us. Opponent says GG. We're gonna say GG. Oh, too late. Okay. We went for the 5-0. That was pretty nice. Wow, that was very, very cool. The list felt pretty good. I liked it, and I just brewed that up like in 30 minutes or something. Just wanted to beat certain matchups, so I did my sideboard accordingly. I like the Bonecrusher Giants. I like them a lot. The Veil of Summer, unfortunately, didn't draw one. I don't know if it's good, but I believe it can be okay. But I can definitely see a 4th path and another card that you would want. So, if you enjoyed the video, definitely let me know in the comments what you liked about it. And that was pretty nice. A little 5-0 for burn always feels good in the field of a Heliod Company in Euro decks. Felt very, very good. And Wild Nacatl, a very, very fun card to play. So I'll see you next time in another burn video. Wish you the best of day or night whenever you're watching the video. Has been ggforgoblinguide. See ya. Bye bye.